What do I do when I can't come up with a pre-intro monologue? Say hello to comment time. Yonner87 writes, sorry, what was the video about? I was fascinated by the fact that a nasty relict of puberty was so perfectly centered on your nose. What nasty relict of puberty? I'm afraid I have no idea what you're talking about, sir. Alright, I have a nose zit. Although I lanced that bad boy last night, so I think most of the redness is residual. I have to admit, of all the places for a pimple to pop up, the exact tip of the nose is the prime real estate. Second place for me would be to the immediate left, your right, of my mouth. It makes it look like my mouth is a sentence, and the pimple is the period. Third place would be the center of the forehead, right between the eyebrows. It makes it look like I got a dang bindi. Bindi is the technical term for that South Asian forehead dot, in case you were wondering. I always feel like when I get a relict of puberty in one of those places that my face is trying to make a point, trying to get my attention by getting the unwanted attention of others. I think this time my face was saying, look, Griff, if you get too close to your camera, people are going to stop watching. Advice received, subsequently ignored. Good afternoon, butt kickers. It's April 26th, the 116th day of 2011, which means that 22 years ago today, the world's deadliest earthquake hit central Bangladesh, killing 1,300, injuring 12,000, and leaving upwards of 80,000 homeless. When figuring those numbers, did they include the killed people and the injured people? I mean, they obviously died of getting injured, right? Or how about counting the dead people and the homeless figures? What if someone died from getting injured and their house was demolished? Then what, huh? Any way you slice it, that's a lot of bindies. I always thought of tornadoes as the little cousin to hurricanes, the small fry who terrorizes midland countries and leaves the hardcore destruction to the big boys. I looked into it and it turns out I'm right. Pretty much every other kind of natural disaster in the world has claimed more lives than the deadliest tornado. There have been deadlier floods, there have been deadlier blizzards, there have been deadlier mudslides. Tornadoes aren't just the younger cousin to hurricanes, they're the younger cousin to everyone. Everyone except meteorites, that is, the deadliest meteorite in history having claimed a whopping 2 lives, and 2 French people's lives no less. And yet somehow we Midwesterners insist on making a big deal out of tornadoes, when, all things considered, from a natural disaster standpoint, we have it pretty good. And even as I'm saying this, the sun is coming out, finally drying up the rain from yesterday, last night, and this morning. Interestingly enough, today is also the day of the remembrance of the Chernobyl tragedy, an event which claimed even less lives than the world's deadliest tornado. So, in an act as Master of Ceremonies for 2011, I declare that today is also Meteorite Awareness Day, in keeping with the theme of remembering progressively less and less tragic tragedies. If you are currently pinned to the ground by a giant rock which came seemingly from nowhere, the heat of which is burning you alive, chances are you've been hit by a meteorite. See, I made you aware of the meteorite that's killing you, hence Meteor Awareness Day. And as you slip into death, take comfort in the sheer uniqueness of your demise, and that you, the sole victim of this serendipitous space rock, will go down in history as the fatality of the 3rd deadliest meteorite ever. Also, please take a few moments and contemplate the significance of the fact that seemingly the cosmos wanted you to die. The Wikipedia page erected in your honor will say 1 injured, 1 dead, 1 homeless. All the same person. Until tomorrow, I'm Griff, and I'm still talking. Remembering progressively less and less tragic tragedies. Man, I'm knocking these out of the park today.